try to take out that gas over the ridge. We'll see if there's anything. And wow, a ton of dropships coming in for Nata, or for Canata, and Nata just does not have enough to really fight this back. You can, and yeah, a lot of dropships pushing in. Not only has the single dropship, so just does not have the mobility advantage. He's going to be on the defensive for a considerable amount of time in the time being. Doesn't look like they're loaded. They might be loaded with units, actually. I'm not actually sure. Didn't see them load up. I'm just going to assume that they're loaded up. But just going to hold those units and try to take control of the map and go for a more long-term economic victory. Actually, I feel like Canata's in firm control here, just because he has a lot of those dropships up. Starting to, he's ahead as far, well, even with the expansions. Not as a little bit ahead as far as economy goes. Obviously, quite a bit behind as far as unit count, because he didn't have those 4 factories up, and quite a bit behind as far as mobility because he doesn't have. And now those dropships definitely loaded up. It looks like they weren't loaded up before. And see, it looks like he might be going for that protected secondary. And as you can see, we saw when Iris was playing. Was it Iris versus Flash? I think it was that match. That offset 3 o'clock location or 9 o'clock location played a major role in his victory. He basically took that, denied it, and then used that to kind of split reinforcements from going into the protected secondary. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what the area Canata's going to go after. And pushing, we'll see if Nata can put up a decent defense with a little bit of macro here. This could really play a big effort in the map. And actually, Nata putting up a decent defense here, considering and using the dropships to spot, trying to drive these tanks in siege position back. But it looks like he's going to end up losing all of his forces there. Still 5 tanks up for Canata. SCV's going in there and trying to get a little bit of an attack off. Not being successful in doing so. But yeah, it still looks like Canata is going to retreat. He's not going to press that attack in. Loading up another dropship set. And Canata actually taking the economic advantage at this point. 2 more factories going up. 3 more factories, or I'm sorry, 2 more factories and another starport going up. Nata basically wants to equalize. It looks like Canata only has those 4 factories up, and he's only got a single starport. So basically, Canata wants to really quickly even this up as far as dropships go, or maybe he may be thinking about shifting into raids. But honestly, I'm not sure that would be all that effective because you want to have raids up before those turrets are in place. Unfortunately, they're already in place. Turrets going up for Nata on his side, and his protected secondary as well. Science facility going up. Actually, I think it was a science facility in the starport. I think it was, so I'm just going to assume that's what it was. Going towards these level 2 weapons upgrade. And still, I'm surprised, even though Canata has had a lot of dropships out, I think he could have been doing more in the way of harass. But has not done so, hasn't kind of brushed around the secondary, hasn't brushed around the protected secondary, and hasn't kept Nata's forces spread as thin as I think he's capable of doing at this point. Looks like he's spreading around and building up. And a couple turrets going on off view from Nata, that's clever. So he'll be able to see dropships incoming and also be able to be a little more aggressive against Canata's attacks. Nata with looks like 6 dropships. I'm sorry, I didn't get a good view. I think that might be 5 dropships actually. Yeah, 5 dropships pushing in. It looks like he's going to the south. Pushing back around. He doesn't want to push those 2 out because again he's still worrying about a little bit on the defense. Canata looking like he's setting up and wants to set up. Looks like he's actually just going to shift what's in the dropship to load up, trading a Goliath for a tank. It looks like. Nata, in the meantime, looks like he's got 2 dropships and he's amount of forces out. Has his engineering bay up and is building underneath it. An engineering bay floating up for Canata, so he's going to be able to get a spot off in Nata's base for free without a comp set or anything. Canata, as you can see, both players actually, as far as production-wise, if we were starting dead even here at this moment, would be dead even. But again, I think Canata with those dropships has a severe advantage here. And as you can see, Nata going to be chased off and doesn't want to end up losing the high ground. Pushing back a little bit, both going after that 12 o'clock location. Canata able to seal off that 12 o'clock location. I think he wants to, basically, he's thinking about more of a long-term victory, as I think both these players are at this point. That's going into the more of the long-term victory game. I really hope Nata pulls this out, but honestly, I would say at this point, not looking that great for him because it looks like Canata just controlling a larger portion of the map, and Nata's going to have to pull out some brilliant macros. He's going to be able to do it. It looks like he's going to settle actually to deny that 12 o'clock location from Canata. And still, it looks like he's got a little bit set up around the base. But honestly, he can't leave those forces there because I feel like the comp set going up from Canata looks like he wanted to get a shot off. Because I feel if he leaves those forces there, those dropships right there, going to be absolutely able to run it. Nata very intelligently just pushing off things. 2 tanks there, kind of a disparate defense after seeing that. Canata, I'm going to expand to the bottom right corner. Looks like it's a little vulnerable, but again, I don't think. Wow, 2 expansions actually going up there. I'm not sure if canceling the first one, building the second one. That was interesting. I'm not sure what happened there. Another expansion going up at the 6 o'clock location. That's quickly going to be taken out by Canata's forces there. It looks like cancel there. But in route, looks like we'll see who gets the better drop off here. And Nata, for whatever reason, pulling his dropships back with his forces. I guess he didn't feel like he outnumbered Canata there. And maybe he's hiding it because he wants to make sure he gets a drop out. Losing a couple tanks there, though, as a result of loading all of his troops in the background. I guess he's just trying to protect that turret up front. More units actually starting to flood out. And yeah, actually another large drop pushing up from Canata. Let's see what Canata can do with this here. And actually, it looks like Nata in the meantime has managed to equalize the number of dropships. I think he's only behind by 1, which is a lot better than what he was behind by before. But unfortunately, let's see if he can put it to good use. A lot of drops coming across there. Turret just in the background trying to do a little bit of damage against the dropships. Nata going to position around the south, actually. It looks like he's going to try to slip by Kanata's forces. Thinking about dropping across the top, but not going to do so. And now coming back in, and Nata trying to find some holes in the defense and not being able to do so. Looks like he's going to actually... Oh, man, he needs to be a little careful here. Yeah, as you can see, he needs to keep those dropships back. And it looks like he might end up losing another dropship, so Nata losing a dropship, looking a little bit vulnerable here. Really not winning any engagements, losing, and it looks like he actually might be able to push up. Kanata spread his forces out a little too thin there at the 12 o'clock position, so it looks like Nata might be able to force it and retake that position. And that's what really, I feel like the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock locations are the key to this map. Whoever takes both those or even one of those and manages to deny the other usually ends up winning the game on these long-term turn versus Terran matches. It looks like Kanata has that 6 o'clock location sealed for himself, whereas Nata does not have that 12 o'clock location sealed on his side. In the meantime, Canata pressing that really hard. Looks like Canata once again going to deny and contain, probably again seal that for himself. A comsat going off there, I think from Nata, going to go and try to take those Goliaths out. Was able to take the Goliaths out. As you can see, he's just trying to create a little bit of containment. I'm not sure if Nata has any forces out anymore. And those dropships loading up, probably going to be able to break that containment at the 12 o'clock location. Looks like another dropship force pushing out for Nata, and we'll see what he decides to do with that. And really, yeah, as you can see, both players fighting up over the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock location. Especially with the 12 o'clock, it looks like Kanata's going to end once again. I feel like he's been basically about a half a base ahead this entire time, and I think he's going to be a full base ahead here in just a second here, as soon as that 6 o'clock gets producing here. And yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time, and I think at that point he'll be able to contain and absolutely seal that 12 o'clock position away from Nata's forces, and at that point it's just going to be kind of tit for tat. He can be the aggressor and just allow Nata to kind of throw himself into Kanata's forces. And surprisingly, Nata didn't even have that upper left-hand corner. I thought he was building on it. I hate this first-person view. I wish they would not go to it. Showing it from Nata's side, Nata putting some factories down, showing what he controls on the map, showing that yes, he's fast and trying to produce some units out, producing a lot of guys, producing a lot of things. We get it. But oftentimes, now showing the opposite view. See, this is why I don't like it, because we have no idea what's happening on the minimap across the board, because we're flicking it across. Another attack going across the 12 o'clock location, a couple things coming out from the other side. I really can't tell who's going to win here. I would be able to on a first-person view, now away from the battle. Another comsat going up, and Nata, hey, thank you, back to the normal view. Makes it really hard to do commentary on. I think it would be a little easier. Oh wait, and sorry about the shift in audio there, guys, the sudden cut, the sudden comeback, and I'm not even sure if this video is lined up. Looks like we're repeating a couple seconds here. Basically, this video was, I ended up getting this video in 2 parts and didn't realize it. Second part up now, and continuing with the commentary. Anyway, recapping, Nata not doing a very good job. Really, he needs to take that 12 o'clock expansion. He's really behind economically. He didn't have that upper left-hand base, actually even mining. I thought he did. Kanata, in the meantime, having a ton of dropships off and managing to hold all the territory. We'll see if Kanata can. Really, he needs one big blow, I think, to get back on this. A lot of dropships, and it looks like he's getting more factories up. I think he's going to be ahead as far as production and a lot of other things going in just a minute here. He has some turrets up, and as you can see, all he cares about is denying that 12 o'clock and holding it, and keeping it out of Nata's hands. As long as he does that and holds the 6 o'clock location, he'll be fine in the long run. He'll just basically be able to starve Nata out and eventually just run him over. Anyway, but you never know. There's a lot of things that can happen in between here, and I still feel like the middle of the map is wide open. So I feel that if Nata decided to go for the main, looks like the main of Nata is almost entirely mained out. I wouldn't be surprised if Kanata's main also almost mined out. Basically, if either player, I think, made a stab for the middle, for the Titan secondary, or over the main, I think they could do a decent amount of damage, or at least force the other player's dropships to come back and maybe do some damage at some other location where it's being defended exclusively by dropships. I don't know. We'll see a lot of dropship action happening back and forth. Basically, that's what the turn versus turn almost always comes down to, unless it's Wraith versus Battle Cruiser play. I think if you go to teamliquid.net, you can go check out my digital tosses videos. He's back, yay!